Peace, Rush. Your guy, DJ Klyph, man. Listen, I have a very, very special episode of the Are You Affiliated podcast, and I'm excited to have my homie, DJ Ambush, live here with me today. Before we get into that episode, though, man, I just wanted to take a second and say thank you so much to Pac West Group, PWG. So this episode, we're going to be talking about No Request, which is the monthly event that I do at Ambush, and we are celebrating our 2-year anniversary of doing the No Request event. And we're just so grateful, so thankful that Pac West Group sees the vision and they are behind us in what we're doing. So shout out to Pac West Group, PWG, JL25 for sponsoring and supporting us as we're building something really dope in the scene, man. So check them out. It's thepacwestgroup.com. That's thepacwestgroup.com. All right, let's get into the episode. Are you affiliated? Yo, this one is crazy because this is the first time that I've had a chance to do the podcast, to do any of the podcasts live with someone else in the studio.
Studio,
you know what I mean?
That's fine. It's a pleasure. It's an honor.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Full honor.
DJ Ambush is live in the studio with me, man, on this episode of the Are You Affiliated podcast. What's good with you, bro?
I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. As busy as my schedule's been, and as busy as this weekend's about to be, this right here, this moment is serene. Like, this is an oasis. This is amazing. That's
love, bro. That's love.
This is fire.
It's definitely dope to have you here, especially for this conversation.
Yeah.
Really excited to delve into it because when you're on a journey and you have your view and your perspective of things, it's always interesting to get others' perspectives, and for this situation especially your perspective. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, man, we're recording this the end of the first week of October, and we are setting up, preparing for the 2-year anniversary of doing No Requests at the White Eagle Saloon, man.
Which just feels crazy. Which just feels crazy to say 2 years.
Right. It's gone by so fast.
Wow. You know what? Like, and I'm sure other event producers and event coordinators, not coordinators, but producers and creators think about that new idea, right? And it's like, I can't wait to get this thing up and running. People are going to love it. Sometimes there's that thought of how long am I going to do this? How long do I want it to exist? To look back and say we've done this for 2 years is like, first off, it went quick.
Yeah.
Secondly, we made it to 2 years. Shout out to monthly events,
right? Come on, bro. I had shout out to Jimmy's Jam Box. I had a chance to do an interview with him just really recently, and it's probably the first, aside from me talking about it on other platforms that I have, it's probably the first time that I had a chance to really talk through where the event came from.
Yeah.
And then it's funny because I did the interview and then I sat and watched it with wifey, and even thinking about it, I was like, I don't even know if I told the story right.
Yo, here's the thing. I watched that interview maybe a couple of nights ago. And as you were telling the story, I was like, oh, snap, that is where that came from. I had forgotten about us rocking in the Dome.
Yeah.
Because so many things have happened since then. And we've rocked so many different places since then that literally, No Request did come from us rocking in the Dome in Pioneer Square that summer.
Right.
Wild.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So now I know that the one thing I know that I did get wrong was I'm pretty sure I got the timeline wrong, because when was the Dome situation? It had to have been
it definitely was the summer before last. At least the summer before last.
Okay, so it had to have been at least 2022.
Yeah, I think it was 2022.
Okay, because I feel like I said it was during. I don't know. Anyway, at any rate, I guess we still in the pandemic.
We are. Please, y'all understand. This is just what it is.
Man.
It's not going anywhere.
But yeah, having had a chance to be a part of other events, specifically, the one event that I said I was really, really involved in was Mic Check.
Right.
But, seeing other events, having an understanding of what goes into having the idea, building the event, marketing the event, and then continuing to keep it going.
Right.
And the just the craziness that comes along with that.
Yeah.
For me, I speak for me, that does not exist with what we're doing.
No.
That stress.
No, the stress does not exist. Also, when producing events where you're dealing with other talent and, just so many other variables, you pour a lot of yourself into it.
Yeah.
And for the most part, if you're not doing it for monetary reasons, if you don't, charging at the door and you're not flipping something, the reward is the event happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And people showed up and had a good time. With no requests, the only people that need to show up in order for me to have a good time is me and you.
Right.
And everyone else is enjoying us have a good time. Like, that's really what it boils down to. You said it a couple times. I said it a couple times. And it was interesting because when you said it to me, I had already said it to someone else in my life. Like, yo, no request is like therapy for me. It's therapeutic. And then when you said it to me, I was like, oh, yeah. It really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's I even when I talk to people in my 9 to 5 about it, I say that it truly is a place. And I was talking to shout out to the homie Riley, videographer Riley Brown. I was talking to him and I was saying that so many of the other, we were just talking about the things that we do in the community, and so many of the other things that I've had the opportunity and the pleasure to do, and it is really it is creating opportunities and being in service of other folk,
right?
And I love that, and I feel like a lot of that is my calling, but this one's for me. You feel me? Of all the stuff,
this is a service to me.
Come on,
yeah,
come on, and like you said, everybody's invited.
Yeah,
but.
And that's definitely the way we talked about it and presented it to people when we first started doing it. It was like, hey, it's a chill session. It's a vibe. Bring your laptop, bring your favorite book. Come and just vibe with us. We're going to play some records that we love. We're going to create an atmosphere that we love. But then it started, people started doing that. Then he started dancing and stuff.
Right.
And it's transitioned, it's transformed throughout the years. It just sounds crazy throughout the years. It's transformed throughout the years, amazingly. And I feel like now we have such a wider variety of what we're able to give people and what they're able to experience when they come to the event. But yeah, 2 years, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's funny as I was thinking about some of the moments that stand out early on. It was in the first year. I feel like it might have been one of the first events that we had done, and Holly, who used to rock with us over at X-Ray FM, was
president.
there. Yes, and she came, like we were done for the night, and she came through and was like, "Oh man, thank you so much. I had been trying to catch up on a bunch of emails, and I had a chance, and I just knocked out a bunch of emails, and I was like,
there it is.
That is exactly
there it is.
You know what I mean?
Another one of the early experiences that I loved. Shout out to the homie Elias. When he came to his first time coming to one, he came when it was over.
Yeah. Yeah, met up in the parking lot.
Yeah, and he was like, "Y'all done?" And it was like, "Fam, it's a Sunday. We are in an interesting part in our lives where we value sleep a lot more than we used to when we were younger DJs.
Facts.
We all have work on Monday. Our event is on Sunday from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Come on.
Hard stop.
Right.
So, he was like, oh, snap.
Yeah.
And that really resonated with a lot of people. It was like, yo, I can just get in here real quick and not really have to worry about messing up my Monday.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't need, no.
It's whenever we say that, when we let people know that, you can actually see this this sort of
Yeah.
word.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know, the other thing about it is that it is cool. I think anytime during the night that you tap in is cool. So like if you say, yo, I'm gonna pass through for 30 minutes, that 30 minutes that you're there,
It's gonna be live.
come on.
It's gonna be live.
Come on, man. I say that one of the things that I love about creating this night with you is that I feel like we created something that I was looking for that I just didn't find.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I know people say, oh, well, so and so is doing this. And this is not to throw shade at anybody. No. I don't think anyone is doing specifically what we're doing because again, it's not about the turn up.
It ain't.
You know what I mean? It's not about.
Plus, you're just going to the nature of these types of parties here in Portland specifically. Primarily, they're vinyl parties.
Yep.
And because we have decided to embrace technology with what we're doing, it gives us some tactical advantages when it comes to remixing. So, and just blending with each other. So, for anyone that hasn't been to one, the way we do our sets, it's very integrated. Like it's a partnership throughout the entire night. So for that first hour, Klyph and I will do 30-minute sets. Then in the second hour, we do 15-minute sets. And then the final hour, it's every 3 songs. And then sometimes when we're playing out, depending on the venue and the event and the amount of time that we have, we'll go every 2 songs. So you got to be in lockstep to be able to do that. That's harder to do for DJs that you don't have a relationship with because also for some people being a DJ is very competitive.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh man, I gotta. And there's a level of competition with me and Klyph, but it's not rooted in anything other than you just inspired me to do this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you since you want to play these games with me. Like it's such a brotherly thing. It's amazing. It's just I had that with a couple of DJs here.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, we have that. But again, going back to the whole, technology side of things, Serato came out with stems.
Come on.
And stems allows us to create remixes of any song we want, being able to switch out the acapella, the vocals, the bass line, the melody. So the ability to do that as a DJ is great because then you're just doing all types of live remixes.
Yeah.
The ability to do that with another DJ creates a situation where remixes are being made on the fly that are 2 minds coming together. It's outside of my individual realm of understanding and creation because I'm playing a song and then Klyph is like, hold up. When you get to that last verse, keep the vocals. I'm going to bring in this instrumental. And I don't know what he's bringing in.
Right.
We have 2 different setups up there. And he brings that instrumental in and it's like, oh, okay. And it's, so like to your point of what we do with no requests isn't something that people can really find anywhere else.
Right.
Yeah, that's it.
And I think that's one of the beauties of being able to do a night like this is it does create there's so much space for so many different things. And I've often said that with many of the things that I've done. Like I want everybody to win.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
But I also feel like there's a part of the population that is of a certain age that has an ear to a certain a certain place and time that
does that involve the present
that we definitely speak to. Yet we have folk who come through who we had somebody who came through the other night who were like, yo, I hope they play XYZ, and it's like, hang out. And you may get to hear where XYZ came from.
Exactly.
What influenced XYZ.
Exactly.
So I love being able to be able to provide that for people and give people the familiarity, yet the maybe the version of familiarity that you hadn't heard yet.
Right.
And get people to rock with it.
Right.
Another thing that that I love is I know that there has been a time someone came through and they said during the night they had their phone up, Shazamming stuff.
They were like, I couldn't get nothing.
You know what I mean? And I love that because they were vibing with what we were doing and it was new to them and they wanted to, they wanted to delve a little bit deeper. So it's really, really cool to be able to provide that.
Yeah. Also, Klyph is a remix farmer. The DJs that I rock with that really like spend more time than me working on music and the ones that inspire me the most are remix farmers. Klyph, 8 Flat, these gents play versions of songs. I'm like, what are you talking? First off, what are you talking about?
Right.
Why would you do this to me? When do you have time to search for these remixes? And fourthly, why would you do this to me? I feel attacked. And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
So it again is creating these really, really exciting and unique experiences for people that attend the events. You're not going to be able to Shazam it. I'm sorry.
Right.
It's going to be difficult.
Yeah.
And then each one is just so unique. And what you might hear that night, you might not hear that for another 3-4 months.
Right. Yeah. And it's been cool to have. It's been cool for me to have the night grow the way that it's grown.
Very organic.
So definitely want to take advantage of the tools that are available to us, man. We were just talking earlier about how much I've grown to really love bands in town in terms of being able to get information out to folk as to what's coming. And we'll get into a little bit more about that, what's coming and when it's coming. But, we have had people who have found the night.
Right.
Randomly.
Yeah.
And every month they coming back through.
Yeah.
Which is just like, that's so dope.
Utilize your tools, fam. The other DJs that watch this, definitely utilize your tools. Bands in town, I stumbled across that pre-pandemic when I used to do a lot of gigging, like both here in Portland and then out in Bend, and put all my dates up. I had someone catch me in Alto Lounge, and they were like, "Yeah, never heard you spin before. I'm in town." And I did a search for different type of events and genres and DJs that I'm looking for. And I went to your website, heard your mixes. I'm like, oh, this guy spins the music I like. And now here I am in Alto Lounge listening to you.
Yeah.
Same thing happened in Bend, like a weekend or two before that. They were like, yeah, we were in town and saw you were spinning that dogwood. Boom, boom, boom. And I'm just like, yo, this thing actually works.
Yeah.
So shout out to, our Bands in Town community. Definitely, if you're not following us yet, hop on that no request page on Bands in Town. There are individual pages on Bands in Town. Like, definitely do that. That's the best way to stay up with us. But it's again, man, embrace the tech.
It's we have an Instagram. No request DJ. No request DJs PDX.
Yeah.
And slowly adding content there. I probably should at this part of the conversation give a huge shout out to someone who is invaluable to what we do, what we have been able to do in terms of getting the word out from a visual standpoint. The alien Caso Dinero, aka Alexander Wright.
I'm not even sure how this man's able to do what he does. Like, it's just, it defies logic. I've been in close proximity with Alex while we come up with ideas, and I'm on the whiteboard and he's just sketching. I've seen him just knock out stuff for other people, and the turnaround time is just ridiculous. But just the way his visionary eye is just, what? So I said this and that's what you saw?
Yeah.
And now, based on what you saw, this is how I feel? Amazing. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's get it on a t-shirt.
Yeah. Did the original flyer that's super, super dope. The one that we did when we were in the dome,
right?
Is the person behind our logo.
Yep. The shirt.
Yeah. The No Request de la Soul. Get into that story in a second. All the special events, the themed events that we've done, man. Shout out to Caso Dinero, man. You're definitely appreciated, part of the team, part of what we are doing, what we have been building, and again, from a visual standpoint, couldn't couldn't do without you, bro.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely. It was amazing.
So we are once again coming up on the 2-year anniversary, and when I guess it would have had to have been in the first year when we were thinking about what we wanted to do. We thought, well, man, maybe we should do sort of themed events. And I was trying to think back to that, like how we came up with the different themes.
Right.
I think it was just like brainstorming.
Yeah. Yeah. We just start throwing stuff at the wall and see what stuck. And I think we ended up landing on the things that were most passionate to us about the culture, and especially about this, the particular genres and vibe that we are within for the events. So I graduated in 94. When I think about where I was as a man in 94 and where I am today, the amount of lessons that have been learned, it often takes me to a place where we reflect on the music that we were listening to then.
Yeah.
And the way some of that stuff did not age well today. Just like the culture in general, there are aspects of the culture that did not age well.
Yeah.
And I feel like this event, not just through what we bring to the table each month, but also to the themes, like we try to speak to that. So I remember us being on the same accord, thinking about doing like a Women in Hip Hop month.
Yes.
And it was like, yeah, because they've always gotten the short end of the stick. And just culturally within hip hop, it's always been like the objectification and all of that, So it was like, yeah. But like to the larger point of not just the themes, but us engaging with that music. What I love about our relationship is that there were some things I didn't have to explain.
Yeah.
Like, okay, there are words that were used in the 90s that we don't say anymore.
Exactly.
And y'all know what a lot of those words are. They are socially unacceptable. Thank God.
Yeah.
We are growing, we're evolving as a society. And there was never a point where I had to be like, hey, Klyph, could you maybe play the other version of that? Could you? No, you just know.
Yeah.
You're just like, no, we don't want to make anybody feel bad. We don't need to be harming people out here. Like we're playing explicit songs, but at the same time, there are things that just, again, we don't use those words anymore.
Right.
So keeping that in mind when we create the themes, but also just as we engage with the music and play out for people, it's really, really important. And here's the thing, like one of the main reasons I wanted to make sure we did this, to give people a good understanding of what our intent is with this night. There are songs that we're going to miss. There are phrases, there are words that we are going to miss, but understand it's never our intent to harm anyone with any of these words.
Right.
But it's gotten to a point where it's like certain artists, I'm like, oh, jeez. Okay, he's on the remix. Okay, let me preview this verse first real quick.
Right.
Okay, and then, all right, censor that part.
Yes.
Good to go.
Yes. And that, like you said, man, that's where the dope thing about playing the way that we play, where we are utilizing technology. It's a great place for stems to come in.
Yeah,
you feel me?
it's amazing.
Just
it's amazing.
This last no request event that we did. Like you came in with the, all right, hold up, bro. Wait, which version is this? Okay, here we go. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And
I was ready.
That's there again. It's because,
ready.
Like you said, there's some things that we might just miss because I graduated a little bit earlier than 94.
Okay.
Which means I'm a little bit older.
Right.
Which means like there's the content that it's a part of the art that was created. And it's really, really easy to miss these things.
Absolutely.
But we are being very purposeful with what we do, with the way we live our lives. And I think that's where it starts, and it carries over into the things that we do. And we want to be sensitive we want to create an environment utilizing this art form that we love, in a way that celebrates the art, celebrates the creativity, but doesn't perpetuate the negativity.
Exactly. And words, phrases, things you want to be sensitive of, artists too. So I remember when Kanye first started going off the rails, there was a distinction that I was making in order for me to still engage with his music. There's the old Kanye and there's the new Kanye. Even got a shirt that says I love the old Kanye.
Yeah.
And I would purposely not play any of his new stuff because it was like, I don't even listen to that stuff. You are wilding over there. I'm good. And a homie of mine came to me and was like, you know, at the time we were all spinning at Swift. He was like, if this was right around when he started supporting Trump. And the homie was like, if somebody comes to the booth today and asks me to play a Kanye song, I'm going to flip. And this homie's of Latin descent.
Yeah.
And he was like, the way that Trump's policies have affected my people personally, I can't play anybody that aligns with him. And I was like, and at that moment, I was like, here I am making distinctions between the old and new Kanye. Just don't play Kanye.
Yeah.
And it was easy for me.
Yeah.
Like I boycott artists all the time. I don't play R. Kelly, Chris Brown. Like it's easy for me not to play these artists because there's so much great music out here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So even like at the last event, I played "Touch the Sky."
Yeah.
Thank you, Stems. Come in instrumental. Count it. Boom. Drop in Lupe's verse.
Yeah.
Lupe's verse is over right before the hook drops. Vocals back out. Like yeah. So
no doubt.
Yeah,
No doubt.
for
We
real.
did a record exchange in the first year where you brought some vinyl. It was like, this is not going to be a part of my collection anymore. If you're interested in having this part of your collection, no judgment.
No judgment.
You know.
There you go. And there was some heat in there.
Yeah. I will say that night, because we had a conversation about some and stuff that I literally was not on my radar about Erica.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
that's a tough one for me, B.
Listen,
that's a tough one for me.
The catalog is pristine.
Right?
The catalog is amazing. Like,
Yeah.
there's a deficit. Like, that's an artist where I felt the deficit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, man.
Yeah.
I really wish she didn't have these opinions because her music is just like, it can change your day.
Yeah. 1,000%.
2 songs.
Yeah.
2
1,000%.
songs
I believe
completely like, there's magic in her music. Period. But yeah. Like
Yeah.
But it's not for me to police anybody else.
Correct.
If y'all want to play it or you want to listen to it,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I think, I look at what we do differently in the way that our job is to create an amazing experience for our guests, whether we're in the club, whether it's no request, whether it's a private event. And I don't ever want to inadvertently harm someone.
Right.
But if I can have the knowledge, then I have the responsibility to move that way.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. The one of the things that has come out of that for me is, when we first started doing this event, it was really easy to, there's just so much music to pull from. And as we're having more of this type conversation, in part that, but then also in part really for me wanting to lean into the idea that it's not a party, it's a vibe. I do want to create something. I do want to bring something that you haven't heard or in a form that you haven't heard. It really prompted me to dig into the crates.
Yeah.
Because there's so much great music that I've just forgotten about.
Yo.
And that's been really, really fun for me.
It's worse for me because there's music that I haven't. First off, definitely music I've forgotten about.
Yeah.
And there is that desire to want to dig in the crates. But then there's music that I hadn't forgot about that I thought was on my Serato.
Yeah.
I thought I was on that laptop and isn't. And it's like, why can't I find this Rough House Survivor song? I know I have this music.
Yeah.
Ambush, you need to spend a little more time organizing your music.
Right.
Yeah.
Bruh. So that's one of the joys of it for me, man, is to be able to, you talk about like digging for remixes. It's just like, there's, like I said, there's just so much music that we don't get to hear it. I don't get to hear it.
Yeah.
And want to make sure that this generation of individuals has a chance to experience it and hopefully present it in a way that it'll hit the way that it hit me.
Yeah.
If I'm, playing with people to hear for the first time.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's been really, really cool to have that a part of this this night that we're creating, that it is about celebrating the art form, but it is also about being mindful of what we do with the platforms that we have.
Absolutely.
You know how powerful that is.
You gotta exercise caution and move in a responsible way.
No doubt.
Got to.
No doubt.
Got to.
We are doing a theme this month. You know, I think actually going back, I think it feels like the first night that we talked about doing was probably the Ladies in Hip Hop night.
I think so. Yeah.
And then leading up to that, I remember saying, yo, it's February. We got to do a Dilla. We got to do a Dilla night, right?
Yeah.
And we were planning for that. And as we were coming up to the date, lost one of the individuals who I feel has had one of the greatest impacts on this art form, Dave from De La Soul. And so I thought, man, well, we gotta include it.
Yeah.
And then did you come up with the De La Soul, or was that Casso?
It was him. Yeah. We talked about like, yo, all right, we gotta work Dave into this. We gotta turn this into a Dilla De La tribute. And then he just knocked it out.
Yeah.
De La Soul. It was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Obviously that's what we're doing.
Exactly. So we got to do it the first year, and then the second year we did it, and we got these dope shirts made. And that's one of the things that we also want to do, is just want to give people an opportunity to take a part of the night with them, not just the experience, not just the visuals that they may capture on their phone, but to have something to hold on to. So that's definitely something that we are wanting to do more, that we're looking forward to doing more of in the coming years.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
But we got the De La Soul, the Ladies of Hip Hop. Last year we did Versus, which was dope. We did Missy versus Busta.
Bananas.
And I think the first year, I feel like those were the three themes that we did. And then this year we said, all right, so, we got a couple of them, we're going to add to them. And we had an opportunity to do our first day party, which was crazy.
Fire.
Some guest DJs came through. We had vendors out there.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was dope.
It was
super dope.
During PDX Hip Hop Week. And
so we're definitely doing that again.
Yes, the conversations are being had. They're absolutely being had. So thinking about, okay, well, what else do we want to do theme wise this year? And the way that things line up is we've just been doing them every other month.
Right.
So the next month is October.
Right.
And I'm excited for this one, and I haven't really talked to you a lot about this yet, so it'll be interesting to have this conversation now. I'm excited for this one because October happens to be the month that, again, this art form lost one of the greatest when it comes to creativity, production, influence, and of course lyricism, and that's MF Doom.
Yeah.
So we lost MF Doom in October, and so I thought, why don't we do MF Doom?
It's the month of the mask.
Come
what
on,
are we talking about?
Yeah, I mean,
Halloween at the end of it. Like, what are we talking about? So
that's what we're doing this month, man.
Yeah.
We titling it Doomsday. And for those who don't know, it doesn't mean it's the end of the world. It just happens to be one of his greatest projects.
Yeah, easily.
So we're doing that on October the 20th. We're doing it the way we always do it. No cover. Come through 6 to 9 p.m. Let's just vibe. Now, you, sir, before I had an opportunity to get to build with you, you did a whole tour off of Doom, bro. Yeah. So I'm excited I'm excited and also very, very, very scared as to what you might be bringing.
Nah, definitely a Doom enthusiast. Shout out to the homies back in Philly, Squadzilla. They were, integral in expounding upon my exposure to MF Doom. And I remember initially it was a name that I would hear a lot in hip hop circles. MF Doom, MF Doom, MF Doom. And it was like, all right, okay, everybody's making a big deal about this guy. And I don't remember what had going on that day, but I was at my parents' house. And I was just I just plopped down on the couch after running around doing stuff. and I turned the TV on, and I just had some music playing. I'm responding to text messages, and I hear that beat come in for all caps. And I look up, because I'm also a comic book enthusiast too. I'm a collector. And I look up, and I'm seeing like this comic book imagery on the screen. I'm like, wait, what's happening right now? And then he started the drums come in, and he starts rhyming, and I'm like, oh, this is MF Doom.
Yeah.
Say less.
Yeah.
And after that, it was just, I was obsessed. Yeah. So we threw a couple of Doom tribute parties. Shout out to my man Mars 5. Mars 5 is hands down one of the most amazing overall creatives I've ever had the opportunity to work with and just know. Like visually, musically, my man makes beats, my man rhymes. He's created the short film. At this point, he might have done several. His personal art and then the graphic design, like Mars is bananas.
Yeah.
And also a Doom enthusiast. So we started doing the parties, and he was working on the artwork for me, creating custom posters, limited edition posters. So we did that for a couple of years. And then it was like, let's take this thing on tour.
Yeah.
So we did Philly, New York, and Portland. And in each location, we booked local acts that were also Doom enthusiasts to open up. So in Philly, I can't remember the name of the group, but two of the artists from that group, one of them at the time, he was going by Argyle Cosby. And today there's an artist, his name is Rakeem Miles. Rakeem Miles has blown up. He has a collaboration with PacSun. Like he's doing like clothing now. He's still rhyming.
Yeah.
Festivals and everything. Rakeem Miles is dope. We also had Carl Kevorkian, who had a song with MF Doom. He performed in the Philly show. And another MC, Kane, I believe his name is. I think he was living in Delaware at the time. Kane is, he's blowing up on social media and TikTok. Kane is, you've probably seen Kane's video. White MC, real cool dude. And he's like spitting bars at his toddler. He's like rap battle bars at his toddler. And it's amazing.
Yeah.
But that was a Philly stop. And in New York, I can't remember who we brought on in New York. And then we came to Portland and had Kenneth Masters and Al One join us here. And this was at, what was it, Ash Street? Before Ash Street closed.
Yes.
So that was around 2013, 2014. But it was dope. We had Ethel C, my homie that came out.
Yep.
She hosted the tour. So every stop, she came out, did her thing. It was super fresh. We put the Doom Extravaganza site together. We were dooming people's profiles. So if you sent us a photo, we would throw a mask on you.
Oh, that's what's up.
And then send it back to you. And then they would post it on their Instagram.
Yeah.
And then it got to the point where we started getting like up to our neck in requests. Like people were sending us their photos to get doomed.
Yeah.
And then people would text me like, yo, I don't know if you saw that. I had someone DM me because someone else they know was waiting to be doomed. And it was just like, it's only me and Mars doing this.
Right.
I promise you.
We'll get to it.
We'll get you. Yeah. So, I'm definitely going to have to not necessarily reactivate the site, but put some things out there.
Okay.
We did a whole recap of the tour. Have you seen that? Yeah, we did a whole recap of the tour. It's actually on the District 9 YouTube page.
Okay.
The Doom Extravaganza recap tour is on that page.
Okay.
It's hilarious.
I will definitely be tapping into that.
Yeah, that's back when the guy was doing a lot of video work.
No, that's hella dope, bro.
Yeah.
My introduction to Doom was actually pre-Doom.
Okay.
You feel me? So if you're listening to this, the video is going to be up on YouTube somewhere.
There it is.
So
there it is.
KMD.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
This was my introduction. You feel me? And truth be told, I think like many of us, it was his verse on on the third base joint.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. For me, it was Peach Fuzz.
Okay.
Peach Fuzz was the first time I heard him spit.
Got you.
That I could remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's so much more that I'm sure that I heard, but it didn't resonate it resonate with me until food.
Oh my god!
Which is I got the vinyl here somewhere. Hold up.
That and Mad Villain,
yeah, bruh.
Mad Villain, because I was heavy in my Adult Swim era with all of that. Like, come on, man.
So that right there,
20th anniversary of that this year.
Yeah, bruh.
Yeah, so for us to be doing the show on the 20th,
that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope. So at any rate, man, there's so much. I mean, you just hear the influence of this creative, of this artist, and to be able to celebrate him as we're celebrating up to your anniversary just feels really, really good. And excited to be able to do it. Hope we do it. Hope I bring my, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, you will.
Hope I carry my
will.
water and just do it justice.
He always does. Klyph likes to do this thing before every no request where he's like, Ambush, I'm telling you, I only got 2 joints. This month I only got 2 hot joints, and I don't know, the rest of the night's up to you.
I'm hard on myself. What can I say? What can I say, bro? But I realize and it's that's one of the dope things of having the opportunity to do this event with you, because as you mentioned earlier, a lot of times there's a lot of competition in this, and the humility that I think we both have in terms of what we do and why we do it, just it keeps it fun.
Yeah, because it's not about us; it's about the music.
Come on, bro.
Like, what's the issue?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have to, I got to take a minute now to say a big thank you. I'm so grateful to McMenamins
for sure.
The relationship that I've had an opportunity to build with them literally for years now. And after we did the first no request event in the Dome, had a conversation with, shout out to my guy Alex at the from McMenamins at the White Eagle, said, hey, I have this idea, and he was like, all right, let's give it a shot.
Right.
And there's no way that being able to do this for 2 years, celebrate this here at the White Eagle Saloon, is because of them being very open and receptive to the idea that we're doing an event where we're not charging people to come through.
Exactly.
We are doing an event that is on a Sunday night, early. I mean, there's so many reasons for the venue to maybe have some hesitancy, and they have none.
Right.
They've been very, very open to us just creating, and so big ups to the White Eagle Saloon, big ups to McMenamins for seeing the vision and allowing us to continue to to move it forward.
Yeah, there's something about us doing it on a Sunday from 6 to 9 that was like, it's a little thing, we out the way.
Right.
We're not demanding a Saturday night or a
right.
Friday night or high traffic. We just just want to be able to do our little thing. And then our little thing became a destination. And it's a lot of people coming to our little thing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's great.
The again, I have to go back and just give a shout out to the folk who have made it their destination, the people who come through every month. We had a change in so normally we do this every 4th Sunday.
Correct.
In the month of September, we ended up doing it on a 5th Sunday.
And this month we're doing a 3rd.
And this month we're doing a 3rd Sunday. Last month, we had a couple people. One individual who actually showed up to the venue. Yeah. And one individual who luckily reached out ahead of time.
Yeah.
But I say that to say those individuals who are just so dope about continuing to support us and build with us. And we see you and we're grateful for you. We thank you. And this 2-year celebration is also a celebration of the journey that you are on with us. So big ups to you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Super big ups.
I guess, do we talk about what we want to, what's coming? I guess we should also talk about some of the other things that have come from this, right? Shout out to Monster Box Comedy.
Oh, definitely.
New comedy show. So we had an opportunity to be on the final Minority Retort event. Shout out to Jason Lamb.
Yes.
Just to provide a soundtrack for the night, and it was so much fun to be a part of that, and continuing to build with Jay, and this new comedy event that's gotten started called Monster Box Comedy over at the Alberta Street Pub, and we've had a chance now to kick that one off and to do the second one, and the third one has been announced, and we're going to be a part of that. We had an opportunity to do an event at White and Kennedy when Fat Five Freddy was here.
That was fire.
You know what I mean?
That was fire.
Out and about, just doing more things.
Shout out to Benchmark.
Shout out to Benchmark, man. That was a night.
That was fresh.
That was a night.
Yeah,
that was one of those nights that actually really helped people recognize who we are and what we're doing, what we're building.
Yeah, for real.
My people over at Benchmarks, if you haven't checked out the episodes of Cliff Notes with them, go check them out. Go check them out. So aside from what started as an event that we just wanted to go and play some joints that we typically wouldn't play on the radio, to a regular monthly night, to building with other people in the community, man, this thing is it's grown. Yeah,
it's definitely grown. It's definitely grown. I think I love where we are now, especially from a branding standpoint. I love what has started to become the signature of our brand.
Yeah.
The possession box, possession arrows.
That's right.
Like, so fire. I'm so glad it hit the way we intended.
Yeah.
With the audience.
Yeah.
Like, I love it. Absolutely. And it's integral to, the way we perform.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, again, because we're going back and forth so frequently, like, I wonder who's spinning. Because we both up here busy. We both looking busy.
Yeah.
And there was a time I was spinning with DJ 8 Flat. And I remember he played a remix that was so hard. I leaned into him and was like, I'm going to pretend like this is me DJing. And I was like... And he did that. He laughed and walked out. I was like, I'm going to do it.
Word up.
The possession hour doesn't allow me to do that.
No, sir. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's been incorporated into artwork now.
Yes.
Which is really dope.
Yes.
So that's I give you the props for that, bro. You brought that one in.
Yeah.
We have as we're ending 2024, we've got again, want to invite everybody out to the 20th of October for the 2-year anniversary.
Definitely.
Doomsday. But if you're catching this after that, we plan to be back on 4th Sundays for November and December.
Yep.
In December, we're doing a holiday edition, which we're excited for. And we have all of our dates booked out right now for 2025. We're going to be bringing the themes back.
Yep.
And you're invited. You're just invited, man. You're invited to come out and vibe with us. You're invited to once again check out our bands in town, because then you're going to see other things that we are doing, like the Monster Box stuff. Man,
like some of the concerts we've opened up for.
I was just getting ready to say, man, shout out to Dante Thomas, and who threw up the alley-oop. We had a chance to be on the bill with Talib Kweli and Sky Zoo when they were in town.
Yep.
Some other things that are bubbling. You know what I mean? So you're invited to be a part of that, and the way to stay up on that is definitely check out our bands in town so you can know when and where. And of course, check us out on Instagram.
For sure.
Both the No Request DJs PDX, Scam Beezy.
Yep.
DJ Klyph. Check out the No Request website. We just want to make it easy for you to tap in and be involved, and just continue to build with us, man, because it's been dope,
and we'll continue to be dope.
That's the plan.
Yeah,
that's the plan.
Absolutely.
Bruh, it's crazy. Yeah. 2 years, here we are.
Ready for another 2.
Ready for another 2 years, and excited for what it has to bring. Man, thank you so much for coming through the lab, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Pleasure.
This has been. I haven't had a chance to, like I said, do any. Aside from Wifey, for the fittest to have a podcast, the only other person I've done an interview here in the lab for a podcast. So
that's dope. You mean that beat OG want to hear? Yeah.
Come on, bruh. OG. If y'all know, OG's been he's been on everything, but we haven't done a broadcast live in person yet.
That's dope. That's dope.
My dude, thank you so much,
Nah,
bruh.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks for the invitation. I will be back up in here. It is just, this is the DJ's wonderment. Like, oh yeah, so many things.
Word up.
Man, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much.
No doubt. Thank y'all, man. Be sure to tap in. This is Are You Affiliated Podcast, available everywhere you get your podcasts. And tap in, subscribe, like, share, spread the word, help us grow it. Until next time, y'all be blessed.
All right, y'all.
Peace.